England versus Australia, the biggest rivalry in cricket. और सकी भाई मैं थोड़ा बात करना चाहूँगी कंडीशंस के बारे में. हमें पता है यहाँ पर थोड़ी ड्राई कंडीशंस हैं और पिच भी थोड़ी, तो हमने जो विटनेस किया वो थोड़ी स्लो खेल रही है. क्या लगता है ये कंडीशंस किस टीम को ज़्यादा सूट करने वाली हैं, ऑस्ट्रेलिया को या फिर इंग्लैंड को?
नहीं, कंडीशंस है ना दोनों के लिए सेम होंगी कि दोनों सब कॉन्टिनेंट की टीम्स नहीं है तो कंडीशन दोनों के लिए सेम होंगी. और मैं ये कहूँगा कि इंग्लैंड को एडवांटेज है इस चीज़ का कि इंग्लैंड अभी ना इंडिया में सीरीज़ खेल के आ रही है 5 मैचेस की, ओडीआईज़ के 5 मैच खेल रहे हैं. हालांकि 4-1 था लेकिन ये क्रिकेट बहुत अच्छी खेल ले क्योंकि जी बड़े टफ मैचेस हुए, क्लोज मैचेस हुए. और इनके इंग्लैंड के प्लेयर्स को ना थोड़ा सा एज है कि इन्होंने पाकिस्तान के टूर वगैरह भी कर रखे हैं, लीग वगैरह भी खेलते रहे हैं, तो इनको थोड़ा सा इन पिचेस का ज़्यादा आइडिया है. ऑस्ट्रेलिया के इसलिए कह रहा हूँ क्योंकि जी पुराने प्लेयर्स नहीं आ रहे, ज़रा नए प्लेयर्स हैं, उनको इन पिचेस पे खेलने का ना हो सकता है कि कम आइडिया हो कि वो स्पिनर्स को इतना अच्छा ना खेल सकें. या और दूसरी चीज़ है कि स्पिन होना, अगर पिछला मैच भी जो दुबई में भी हुआ था और यहाँ भी जो मैच हुआ था ना, बॉल थोड़ा सा ग्रिप भी कर रहा है. अगर ये हुआ तो ये खेलना ना नए प्लेयर्स के लिए बहुत मुश्किल होगा. तो इंग्लैंड को एज है. और जहाँ तक स्पिनर्स की बात है ना, तो अब ये है कि पहले होता था कि सब कॉन्टिनेंट के जो उनसे प्लेयर्स हैं वो बहुत मास्टर होते थे, दूसरी टीमों के प्लेयर नहीं होते थे. अब लीग्स खेल के हर जगह खेल के और तो वो स्पिनर्स का अब है ना इतना ज़्यादा नहीं रहा. कंडीशन में भी थोड़ा सा फ़र्क डाल सकें, लेकिन मेरा नहीं ख्याल कि जी अब कोई टीम ऐसी है कि वो स्पिनर्स को ना खेल सके, तो मुझे नहीं लगता ऐसा.
ठीक है. When India just whitewashed England in T20 series recently, and as Inzi bhai mentioned that they won the ODI series with 4-1. So do you think these kind of results impact players mentally?
I think look, high-level cricketers are by their nature at the pinnacle of this sport. They have both incredible sporting athletic abilities, but often they also have very, very strong mental mindsets. So of course, losing any match is suboptimal and they wouldn't have enjoyed that. But I think a warm-up match for a tournament like this is a warm-up for a reason. It's about bringing that group of players together to make sure that they're ready when the real tournament starts. So that's not to say that they will have made changes, or at least internally, to have made sure that they're sort of learning from those warm-up matches. But I'm still, as I said, quietly confident that come tomorrow for the remainder of the tournament.
You should be. Even Inzi bhai is very confident that England's going to do better than, if we compare them to Australia. सकी भाई, आपका भी मैं पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू जरूर लेना चाहूंगी. जैसे इंजी भाई ने मेंशन किया कि ऑस्ट्रेलिया की टीम में कुछ नए प्लेयर्स हैं. अगर हम पुराने प्लेयर्स की बात करें जो आते जाते रहते हैं, जो आईपीएल भी खेलते हैं, पीएसएल भी खेलते हैं, तो वो तो कंडीशंस के साथ काफ़ी उनकी फेमिलियरिटी है. लेकिन जो नए लड़के हैं उनके लिए शायद कंडीशन जो हैं वो डिफरेंट होंगी.
Yeah, I think England psychological will be on a better position than Australians. One, because they played a very tough cricket against India, and as Inzi mentioned that even though they lost the series 4-1, but they played brilliant cricket. And number two, I think England for last couple of years they've been traveling to Pakistan every second year actually. They played one-day cricket, T20 cricket, they played test cricket as well in Pakistan, even though Australia played as well. But if you see in terms of the preparation, I think England has the extra edge in terms of acclimatize and knowing the situation, the conditions and everything. But obviously, the other hand, Australians, they actually tick all the boxes as well. But I think what you just mentioned that about the psychological thingy to Mr. Ben, I think they have Mr. Young, who is sports psychologist, who has been working with the England players, and he's a brilliant person. In terms of mental side, he's a legend. He has been working with the England players for, I think, as far as I know, I think more than 10 years now. And in psychological side or mental side or mental toughness side, I think probably Youngie is doing a brilliant job with the players, with the sports staff, and whenever they go for a tough series, I think Mr. Young, he make the strategies of how to go about it and how to prepare yourself mentally And if you are going, dipping down in terms of the pressure, how to come out of these pressure situations, how to make a right decision in pressure situations, I think Jani is doing a brilliant job as well. And last time, 2019 World Cup, when they won, Jani did a brilliant job as a sports psychologist, and I'm sure he's still involved with them. But again, Inzamam said that, and I watched that. I'm the witness of watching English players in India. They played a brilliant cricket. So if you ask me, I think probably England, they will have a little extra edge on Aussies. One, they toured a tough tour before this Champions Trophy in India, played good cricket, and they did more tour than Australia here. And I think the combination of bowling, batting, and obviously spin department, fast bowling and spin department, that looks a little solid than Australians. But obviously Australian will come hard. So I think again I will say that it'll be a really good game tomorrow.
टॉस का एक तो कंडीशंस पे आप करते हैं,
ठीक है,
क्योंकि जी आप कंडीशन देखने के पिच कैसी है. बास टाइम मेरे ख्याल में कराची की पिच मेरे ख्याल में ये 7 घंटे के लिए एक जैसी रहेगी, कोई बहुत ज़्यादा फ़र्क नहीं पड़ेगा. हो सकता है कि कुछ ब्रीज चले, हवा चले रात को, वो एक तो ये वाली चीज़ है. दूसरी चीज़ है कि आप अपनी स्ट्रेंथ पे खेलते हैं और फिर दूसरे की भी देखते हैं स्ट्रेंथ क्या है. जो अफगानिस्तान है ना, उनकी स्ट्रेंथ है ना बॉलिंग है उनकी बहुत ज़्यादा, क्योंकि जी वो स्पिनर से ना बाद में पकड़ सकते हैं, क्योंकि जी कोई भी स्कोर उनकी बॉलिंग है ना डिफेंड कर सकते हैं. तो मेरे ख्याल में साउथ अफ्रीका ने ये सारी चीज़ें देखी होंगी कि हम उनको कहाँ कर सकते हैं, कि उनकी जो बैटिंग है बॉलिंग की निस्बत इतनी ज़्यादा एक्सपीरियंस नहीं है. और फिर साउथ अफ्रीकन ने अपनी स्ट्रेंथ भी देखी होगी, क्योंकि जी और विकेट भी हो सकता है ड्राई हो, बाद में थोड़ा सा ज़रा मुश्किल हो सकता. हम तो वैसे पाकिस्तान के मैच में तो ड्यूज सुन रहे थे कि जी वहाँ ओस पड़ गई, अभी देखा नहीं है. और अगर इन्होंने भी टॉस जीत के अगर इस तरह किया है, क्योंकि जहाँ ड्यू पड़े तो वहाँ स्पिनर्स है ना, स्पेशली राइट आर्म लेग स्पिनर और नूर है अफगानिस्तान के बाद, वो फिंगर स्पिनर है, तो ये बिल्कुल भी यूजलेस हो जाते हैं अगर है ना बॉल गीला होना शुरू हो जाए. तो मेरे ख्याल में उस तरह का नहीं है, लेकिन इन्होंने अपनी स्ट्रेंथ पे देखा और साउथ अफ्रीका को देखा कि जी वो किस चीज़ पे पकड़ सकते हैं.
ठीक है जी, साउथ अफ्रीका ने फैसला किया है टॉस जीतकर पहले बैटिंग से, का कहना है कि वो अपनी स्ट्रेंथ पे आ रहे हैं. व्हेन यू बीन हियर फॉर 3 months as you mentioned earlier, how do you find people over here?
So unbelievably friendly, I think, is the first thing. Whenever a diplomat moves to a new country, we of course have to say that we are very excited to be there and that we are having a wonderful welcome. But when I talk about Lahore and Punjab and Pakistan, I actually mean it. From the moment I've arrived, people have been so friendly, hospitable, opening up their homes, and it's been fantastic. Everybody wants to have a conversation. Everybody's excited to sort of understand about the sort of UK-Pakistan relationship, which, as you know, has so many people-to-people ties. So look, as a diplomat, this is one of the dream places to be, so I'm really glad to be here.
I would really want to know, what are your responsibilities here?
So I head up our office here in Lahore. Okay. So we have our British High Commissioner in Islamabad, who obviously has responsibility for our overall relationship with Pakistan. My job is to be her representative here in Lahore and Punjab, to make sure that day to day we are sort of identifying and supporting that sort of modern partnership between the UK and Punjab. So that could be anything from business ties. There are so many fantastic businesses here and in the UK that want to work together. That could be around education, where again we have so many Pakistanis who go to study in the UK. It can also be about culture and people ties. As I say, we estimate that there are sort of 1.6 million people in the UK who have some sort of family or link back to Pakistan. So there are so many opportunities for us to do more, and my job is to try and make them happen.
Have you tried food here?
The food is great.
Is it spicy?
I haven't found it too spicy so far, but I think a lot of the restaurants I've been to have been very kind, and when they see me order something, I've perhaps probably dialed down the spice. So I have started on the street food, which is also incredible. So long may that continue. I actually had to, when I arrived, I decided I would buy extra large shirts to make sure every event I go to, people feed me so much food that I've had to sort of create space as I grow.
Yeah, that's our, the kind of welcome we give people here. Have you find your favorite spot here in Lahore to eat, or, just to roam around?
I think, look, the walled city is very special. It's what all the tourists, and I imagine everyone who visits Lahore says, so I appreciate it's probably not the same as the locals, but being being in one of the restaurants on Food Street, overlooking the sort of Badshahi Mosque and the fort, it's quite breathtaking and spectacular. And I think ultimately it's probably not the perception or the impression that many people in the UK have of this wonderful place. So it's a good opportunity to sort of break down some of those myths, as is this tournament.